everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 17, the therapy tools, and what they are used for. So my part of the project was assistive devices. What are assistive devices used for? So assistive devices are used to help increase the independence of a patient, whether it be in the hospital, rehab, outpatient, when they're at home living by themselves. These devices really help gain that independence that the patient wants. So here's some examples of assistive devices. For example, we have the long-handled hairbrush. The long-handled hairbrush would be mainly used for a patient that is lacking the mobility to be able to get back there and actually brush their hair. So a long handle would help them be able to do that by themselves. Long loop scissors. So long loop scissors would allow for them to be easily used by somebody who lacks mobility in their hands as well, so they can do projects. Build up handle spoon. So we saw these a lot in class earlier in the semester. So these handles do, it's just a larger handle that allows the patient to either feed themselves, eat, or even feed somebody else, like a baby. That helps them as well. This next thing I thought was really cool, which would be the cup holder. So it's a mug, but instead of one handle, it has two. So I feel like the two-handled mug would be a lot more stable for the patient and not as shaky as a one-handled mug would be. The next would be a modified steering wheel. So I don't know if you guys can see in the picture. I don't know if I can. I can't zoom in. But the modified steering wheel, it's just a steering wheel, and it has just an attachment that attaches to it where you can dim or brighten your lights, set your cruise control, your windshield wipers, your volume to your radio. All these things are in one area. That way the patient doesn't have to do a whole bunch of moving while driving, especially if they're not stable and they're not used to doing that. So another thing would be a long-handled key. A long-handled key would be something that is very useful for a patient who wants to regain their independence. So key is very small. So for a patient to be able to stick in the key, especially if they lack mobility and lack stability as well, this long-handled would help them a lot to be more independent. So what are the benefits of custom modifications? So this would be if a patient, with the help of an OT, would make their own assistive device. The benefits that would be from that would be can better meet the client's unique needs, because every client's going to be different. So making a custom modification allows for us to meet every single need that the patient has, to be able to one, they would want to use it because it makes them able to do things better, but these modifications are also unique to them. They're cheaper in cost, so using cheaper materials rather than actually going out and buying a pre-made one would help with the cost as well, and a client would want to use that. And also with the cost, I feel like if something is cheaper, more people are going to want to use it and do it. So occupational therapy would probably gain more use. And these things would also be more meaningful to them because they made it. They would put their pride into it, and they actually made it themselves. So I feel like they would be more meaningful to the patient to use. Assistive devices, an example. I found this in the book. The Adaptive Design Association was founded in 2015, and what they did was help teach occupational therapists and others to use inexpensive materials to make assistive devices for clients. So as well, with the other slide, I was talking about the cost. I feel like the more occupational therapists know and how to make things more cheaper will allow for more patients and allow the spread of occupational therapy and its importance as well. The first project I came upon in the book was the sock aid. So for the supplies, what you would need would be a heavy plastic. So for an example would be a recycled bleach bottle, other cylindrical containers, or a plastic school folder. So I would really heavy duty plastic that's not as flimsy and be used better than something that's really not sturdy. Another thing you need would be to use a 4 to 5 foot jump rope or other small nylon rope. For this, I would recommend using something that has comfier handles, like such in this picture, the handles on the thing to allow for the patient to be able to pull up easier. The tools would be scissors, a hole punch, glue, and glue is optional. So how would you make this is what you would do if you were using like a bleach container. You would cut a cylindrical model out, and then you would cut off the handle and everything else, of course, and then you would hole punch at the top of it and thread the jump rope through and tie a knot like that. And then I think we did an example in class, or somebody did, and we had to put on a sock using the sock aid, and that's just how you would do it. You would use it just like a regular one. And I thought this is a very good example of a assistive device that can be made from common household items. So this would be used for clients who are unable or restricted bending over. So that would be a great way to help patients that are having trouble with that, and also to gain their independence using that as well. So another project I found was the button aids. So the supplies needed for this would be a paper clip, a 4-inch wooden dowel for a handle, so like a piece of wood that would be, or something that would be able to use as a handle. Glue or tape, and sandpaper is optional. Tools: needle nose pliers, scissors, and a drill. How you would do this would be basically just attaching the paper clip. So you would form it to what buttons you would be using, and so you would adjust the paper clip to how you need it, and you would use either the tape or the glue to attach it to the wooden dowel that would you use as a handle. A button aid is helpful for a client with decreased manipulation skills, so really can't use their fine motor skills as much and can't really move as well. Making this item would allow for the customization for the appropriate size and shape of the buttons. So this is what I'm talking about, what the patient's specific needs are. So say if the patient's trying to put on a shirt with bigger buttons, they can manipulate the paper clip to where it fits bigger size buttons, different shape buttons. This would be a great project to customize. That's how that would be customized as well. Other projects that I found. So the build-up handle. So basically that was just using sandpaper to make different handles that were attachable to different things. An adaptive washment was basically just a washcloth that was attached with Velcro, and so what you would do is you would Velcro the mitt to your hands, and you would just wash your body that way, or do whatever you needed that to. And another project would be a dent in a button-up shirt. So that was in the book. It showed a picture of the like a regular button-up shirt, and they just took off the buttons and used Velcro. So I was watching this documentary on Netflix about Bethany Hamilton, the Soul Surfer, the movie that the girl that the Soul Surfer was about. So I was thinking, and I was like, wait, that's an assistive device. So I was reading through the chapter. I said, I can use this in my project. So Bethany Hamilton, her board is attached with a rope handle that she uses to be able to be more sturdy and use them because she lost one of her arms in a shark accident. So she used this to be able to surf better. This was a custom-made one because her dad actually made it for her. And so I feel like this is another example of how an assistive device would be more meaningful to a patient because her dad made it. Two, this is an occupation that she really loved to do. So using this would probably allow for her to just enjoy life better and her better life all around as well. Also, I've seeing this really shows that like occupational therapy is used all around the world as well. Just showing that in this famous movie, in this professional surfer actually uses something that was made during her occupational therapy sessions as well. And these are my resources. Thank you.